It is reasonable to hypothesize that the potential for all creation existed before any physical reality took form. Yet, we're left grappling with a profound question. Where did this potential come from? And how much potential is there? And if this potential is limited, where did this limiting phenomenon come from? Such inquiry inevitably leads to an infinite regress. Eventually, we must confront the idea that our universe is part of something that transcends our notion of a finite ultimate origin, venturing instead into the realm of an infinite source. But such a source defies our human comprehension. How can we discern an entity that has no boundaries or limits? Our understanding of the origin of the universe hinges upon it being quantifiably less than infinite. So when we speak of an infinite entity in this exploration, we allude to the ultimate source of the universe having the infinite potential to be reduced to a state that is less than infinite, a process that must emerge out of its diametric opposite, the absolute nothingness. How else can the infinite side manifest its potential to be less than infinite? There must be a manifestation of some kind, a medium or a ground state that lies somewhere between these polarities, so that the infinite side can be reducible to the finite properties that distinguish it from the nothingness side. Thus we venture into a fascinating account of how the infiniteness and the nothingness dance a cosmic ballet, giving rise to the whole universe. Try to imagine a condition of absolute nothingness. The universe is said to have emerged from just such a state, a realm before the existence of space and time itself. But even if there was nothing there before the dawn of our universe, at least not physically, surely no one can doubt that the latent potential for its creation must have preordained its actual emergence. So the question arises, what was the origin of this potential? And if this potential had a cause, what was the cause of that cause? Of course, such questioning could continue forever, defying our understanding of cause and effect. But the very existence of our universe proves that some degree of potential for it to unfold was present before the Big Bang. So what was the origin of this potential? And how much potential is there? Could it be infinite? If so, perhaps this infinite potential is simply the natural polar opposite of absolute nothingness. As an analogy, consider the infinite potential of a simple mathematical line that extends endlessly in two directions. Yet neither direction can be measured unless it is in relation to the opposite direction. Only then can we know that the line is something measurable at all. Similarly, perhaps the infinite source of our universe is not anything detectable until it is defined in relation to two opposite directions. One direction continues endlessly into the abyss of absolute nothingness. The other extends into the boundless expanse of its own natural infinite potential. But if both directions extend infinitely, what happens in the middle? Surely this is where these diametric opposites are forced to become something measurable. So could these polarities be in a state of eternal interactive convergence? For a logical take on this analogy, consider a perspective that symbolizes the infinite as a positive charge and the nothingness as a negative. Similar to the yin and yang in ancient philosophy, a positive push up from the nothingness side is a negative pull down from the infinite side. like an eternal cosmic seesaw. Both sides push and pull at the level of convergence, oscillating or vibrating around a point of energetic resolution. At first glance, these concepts may seem abstract, even mind-bending. However, they hold similarities with principles in quantum physics, such as the notion of quantum fluctuations, a process emerging out of the nothingness of empty space. Every speck of matter, every photon of light, is a testament to the infinite's unfolding, rising like a phoenix from the ashes of absolute nothingness. Thus, it is proposed that the infinite serves as the prime mover, or the first cause of all existence. But the subtractive power of the nothingness is like a cosmic sculptor, chipping away at a block of marble and giving shape to the omnipotent potential of the infinite. Whereas the infinite molds the void of nothingness into a stage for unfolding its almighty potential, forcing the non-being of nothingness into a stunning convergence that gives birth to the universe. To manifest as something more than nothing, the infinite embarks on a grand journey of creation, with the universe as its breathtaking outcome. This concept implies that behind the energetic potential of the universe lies an inexhaustible wellspring, an infinite source. The ramifications of this idea are as profound as they are beautiful. It posits that our universe, in all its diversity and complexity, is a direct result of this transformation, the remarkable transition of the infinite from the nothingness. And what an effect it is. It leads to the mesmerizing spectacle we bear witness to, a cosmic canvas that brims with galaxies, stars, planets, and life itself, the dazzling emergence of all creation. Why is the universe so perfectly and precisely fine-tuned for our existence? In an attempt to answer this question, let's first look at the very beginning of creation itself. World-renowned physicist Stephen Hawking once compared questioning where the universe came from as equivalent to pondering what lies south of Earth's South Pole. Just as there is no south beyond the southernmost point on Earth, Hawking proposed that nothing existed before the birth of the universe. But just as the Earth has a corresponding North Pole, is there an opposing side to the nothingness? Logic dictates that nothing comes from nothing. So instead, could the universe have descended from the opposite to absolute nothingness? If so, this polar opposite side could only be described as an absolute infiniteness, often called simply the infinite. Many cultures have held similar beliefs in the history of cosmological thought. But to comprehend this assertion, we must address what we mean by the infinite. Logically, this notion suggests that there is an opposite to zero potential, that is, in fact, infinite in potential. Like two ends of a spectrum, these diametric opposite sides underlie and overlie the universe. But if this is true, where did the order or the laws of physics come from that make an intermediating universe possible? To tackle this question, we should recognize that if there really is an infinite source behind the cosmos, it can never be exhausted or somehow stopped. So, Could this be why this first cause is forced to establish at least one medium that channels the continuous unfolding of its infinite potential? Even if it means a necessity for multiple universes, by eventually settling into an interactively workable state, or states, the ultimate source can intricately unfold its infinite latent potential. Now, this infinite origin, or the infinite, is not restrained by the limitations of chaos, but can evolve to ever deeper levels, transcending the unfocused blur and narrow potential of a meaningless disorder. Through order, creation is not in a state of undeterminable disarray, but can perpetually unfold and evolve through effective and constructive patterns. Without such order, the universe is limited in its creative power, remaining creatively impotent and indeterminable. But the very notion of an infinite source suggests an ever-abundant wellspring of potential, one that can never run dry or be fully tapped. But without such a creation stabilizing orderliness, or without the laws and constants of physics, the infinite potential of the source of the universe would remain undefined or unrealized. So a workable pattern is necessary. Without this functioning orderliness, the universe would stagnate, its true potential stifled and creatively limited. But herein lies the beauty. The very nature of the universe pushes it to evolve beyond limitations. This inherent energy might very well be the heartbeat of creation. The universe's first cause, whatever it may be, seems inclined to weave itself into a tapestry of dynamic and ordered beauty. Left to mere randomness, it would remain vague and indeterminate, but through a concerted symphony of laws and constants, the universe finds its rhythm, enabling the so-called infinite to realize its breathtaking potential. In the end, the very existence of our universe, with its majestic order, is a testament to the delicate balance that fosters creation and evolution. It's a reminder that in the heart of the endless emptiness, there's an infinite drive for structure and meaning, propelling the source of the universe toward wherever its infinite potential may lead. The entire universe, every aspect of it within space and time, is built around the evolution of energetically interactive physical relationships. So could the ultimate source of all this evolution be coming alive to its own infinite potential through this self-organizing process? To support this profound premise, let's first consider the deepest level of how reality itself unfolds. As covered in earlier videos, there is good reason to suggest that we must assume the ultimate source of all creation is infinitely positive. Nevertheless, this source is forced to unfold in relation to its natural opposite, which is infinitely negative, because you cannot have a positive side unless it is relative to a negative side. They are two sides of the same latent infinite source. Therefore, the actualities of reality may be in this relativity, which is the awakening of the non-physical, but infinitely positive side in relation to the equally non-physical negative side. If this postulation is correct, it is comparable to the ancient philosophical concept of yin and yang, where one side is undefinable without the other. Positive simply cannot exist without negative, but where both sides meet, the outcome is a determinable compromise, or a forced relationship. Could this relationship be the coming together of the positive and negative forces of nature? Where else could these fundamental forces come from? Just as up is only definable in relation to down, the concept of an infinitely positive side means nothing unless it is relative to an infinitely negative side. By negative, this does not mean in a hostile sense. Rather, it is simply the natural opposite of the positive side. Similar to how positive and negative numbers only derive their context relative to zero, it is at the level of absolute nothingness that the positive and negative sides to infinite potential can emerge with a frame of reference. From here, an expressive reality can unfold due to this interplay between both sides. It is a point where the plus side converges with the minus side, forming energetic oscillations or vibrations, stabilizing as particles. Through these natural positive and negative interactions, synergies are formed. Particles interact to become atoms, which interact to become molecules, compounds, and so on. Physics evolves into chemistry, which evolves into biology. But all this evolution of interactivity begins with a non-physical foundation, or a field, of pure positive over negative interactive potential. This beautiful, intricate symphony of vibrant, energetic physical relationships is one of endless adaptation and transformation. It is the cradle of existence, a fertile ground where creation flourishes. The universe is a self-forming phenomenon. The more it self-interacts, the richer its expressions become. Everything that exists is a result of this creative cosmic interplay. The universe is not a passive entity, but an active, self-realizing process. Every interaction, every fusion, and every division leads to increasingly diverse and intricate forms of perpetual motion and transformation. Life, as we know it, is a particularly tuned-in and evolved testament to this cosmic unfolding, and might be seen as the universe's way of more thoroughly comprehending and expressing itself. This notion offers a profound perspective on existence, suggesting that life and every intricate detail of the universe are the results of this cosmic self-realizing liveliness. Through continuous interactions, the cosmos diversifies, culminating in an ever-enriching array of expressive phenomena. In this grand spectacle, life, in its myriad forms, is part of the universe's ongoing journey toward unfolding its fullest potential. Therefore, the universe emerges as a living entity, pulsating with vibrant energy, perpetually engaging within itself. Through this ceaseless process, all creation forms the self-expression of its infinite source, that is not just alive as the universe, but is becoming truly self-known. In the next video, let's look at how there really could be a higher purpose to our existence.